All right, so we're back here for the Stormworks Basics career playthrough. Kind of quickly review what we did last time. So we did a lot of designing. We built the cabin, which is a big step. We put in our seat. I showed you some tricks about how to move the seat, angle a dash, which is very popular. I put in some seating for 8 here. We'll decide what we want to do in this area. Might put some tool locker or something. We'll figure that out. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to start to configure our panels and make this work again. As you can see, I've got some stuff torn apart. I want this boat working like this. So we'll take a break and we'll work this. And maybe, if we can get this up and running, we can go do a mission here. So let's, maybe in this video or the next one. So let's go ahead and let's start getting this dash configured the way we want it. So first thing I want is I always want a compass ball. So I'm going to do a compass. Now I'm not going to put that on the movable dash because I don't want, that's going to angle the compass ball. So I'm going to put that right up here. I think right here is good. Let's put that there. Put the compass ball right in the center. I don't think you have to, but I'm going to put north up. That's good. Let's start working on this panel. So as you can see, I just put a bunch of blank gauges on here. I know right off the bat I want to, the 3 and 4, I want nuns because the steering wheel's blocking it. So like if you look, let's jump in here. And as you can see, the steering wheel is kind of blocking that. So I just took those off. Okay. So I like to try to set these things up logically where you'll have, say, for example, your, you might do, you kind of want to, this was important in flying in planes. You kind of wanted a flow. So you'd, for example, you'd start up top. You'd go through this set of panels to do all your flows. You might have your master power. Your, in an airplane, it'd be avionics. So you do master power systems. Port engine start, starboard engine start, and then you would go, port RPM, starboard RPM, port temperature, starboard temperature, maybe port clutch, starboard clutch, and then or you could start doing your fuel. Actually, that's probably better. Do fuel, port tank, starboard tank fuel. Battery 1, battery 2, or battery recharge rate, and then have some things like, trying to think, maybe do, trying to think if I want to do push button throttles on this. I might do push button throttles, I might not. Yeah, I'm trying to think how I want to do the throttles again. I think I'm going to do push button throttles. I tend to like that. Make them so you can also control them in the seat. A sync, we want to do a speedometer up here. Let's do speedometer on the top. Yeah, so let's start configuring these. So I'm going to go to this first panel here. I want to make this my master power. Okay, we'll make that a flip switch. Okay. The one to the right there, so that's going to be 1. One to the right there, we'll do that systems. I want to make it a flip switch, but because a flip switch is always powered, let's do a button. We'll make it a toggle, and we'll make it number 2. Okay, 3 is going to be a, again, I'll do a button. I'd like to do flip switch. I wish flip switches weren't always hot, as in they produce power. I'll do an arrow button left. Okay, I'll do an arrow button left. That's going to let me, that will be shown, that's the port engine. Port engine, start, stop. So this is how I set up my engine. So the start, stop. So you press the button, it will automatically start, it will restart, and then when you press it again, it will shut it off. So that's facing left. That's going to be toggle. That's going to be 3. And then 4 is going to be, so I'm just going to copy this. And then that'll be there, and we'll just change the port out for starboard. Starboard engine start stop. We'll make that a button that toggles. We'll make that 4. Okay, good. So we have that. That's the start of our systems panel. Let's do. Okay, I think I know how I want to configure this. So let's do next gauge here is going to go to 5. So we just continue the number along. That's going to be our port RPM. I like doing an RPM. Dial is fine. We'll do 0. I'll just start with 1,000 for now. We probably won't go up to 1,000. I'm trying to think. What's this capped at? 1,500, or it's 15 RPS. So 15 times 60. What's that? 600 and a half. That's 900. So we should get a max of 900 on there. So we'll go to 1,000. We'll leave a little gauge space. And we'll do star RPM. Make that 1,000. Make that 0. This is going to be 6. Okay, make this 7, and this will be port temp. We'll make that a dial. Make it 0 to 120. The engine will catch on fire at 116, I believe. Star. Okay, 0, 120, and that's going to be 8. Okay, good. So that's in there. Next thing we want to do, let's see. I'm trying to decide, do I want to do clutch or not? I'm kind of aiming towards no clutch indication on there. Trying to think if I want. I definitely want. So let's do fuels. So we'll do here. We'll do port fuel. Diesel. Okay, shift, and we'll copy that. We'll make that a gauge. We'll make it vertical. We'll go 0, and I don't know what it is in I don't want diesel. I want gallons. It's your preference, whatever you like to do for gallons, liters. I like gallons. Let's do 20. I have to figure out what the number is, so I'll figure that out here in a second, and that will inform how I need to set that. But we'll do that for now. Make this 10. We'll make that a gauge, vertical. That's going to be starboard fuel. Starboard, and that's going to be gallons. 0 to, I think I put 20 there. 20. That's going to be 10. Okay. This one here, I'm trying to think what I want. Probably battery, and I don't have my. I'll make it auto recharge. There's no, I often have it so you turn on the generators. I don't need to do that. So let's do here. I'm going to do a gauge, but facing horizontal, 0 to 100. This is going to be our battery. We'll make that, what is that? That's 9, 10, 11. This is going to be 12. Let me see. Be discharge, charge, /charge. Make that a dial. Be -1, +1's fine, and this one will be 12. So what this is going to show is if the needle goes to the left, we're going to be losing battery charge. If it's going to the right, it's going to be giving us battery charge. So let's look at that really quick. All right, so that's good. So we have these gauges coming up is working well for me. All right, so that looks pretty good. This one needs to be changed to an arrow facing right. Button, that should be an arrow button to the right. Okay, that looks pretty good. So this sets up what we call a flow. So you'd go click, 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 read all your gauges. All right. Now I'm going to do push button throttles. I like doing it this way. So let's do. You'll also be able to control it on the seat, but we'll do it like this as well. Let's see, port increase plus throttle up. That'll be a push button. That's fine. I'm not ready to number this yet. Probably be on a different microcontroller, so I won't bother numbering that yet. But let's go Control C. Let's go Control V here. Let's change that to starboard. This is going to be an arrow button up, be a push. That will be. I'll make the decision. This will be a separate microcontroller, or a separate input for right now, and we'll change it if we need to. Then we go port negative throttle. That will be for reducing our throttle. That will be an arrow button but facing down. That will be a push as well. That will be 3. This one here will be starboard. Reduce throttle. That will be an arrow button facing down. That will be a push as well, and that will be 4. All right, so that's going to be our throttles here. And then underneath here, this will be 5. This will be 0 thrust, or idle thrust. Let's go engine idle, or engines idle. Engines idle. Okay, that's going to 0 our thrust so that we stop. So we just press that, it'll automatically 0 our throttle, so we don't have to bring them all the way down to 0. We can just press that and we'll go idle. That's going to be a button. That's going to be a push. That will be 5. This one's going to be, actually I want to do this as sync. So let's do this as sync thrust. Sync thrust to port. All right, so that means that, so what we do with this is, if we don't sync the thrust, if I, let's do desync. We'll make it desync. Let's do desync. Okay, not doctor sync, desync. Okay, desync thrust to port. So when we get in here, if we push the thrust up on port, it's going to control both throttles. So make both engines go forward, both engines go reverse, whatever we want. When we desync it, it's going to allow us to control our screws independently. So for example, let's say we want to rotate 360 degrees in a right turn. We would go forward on our port thruster, on our port thrust, and reverse on our starboard thrust. It lets us control these independently. Desync thrust to port. Okay, that's fine. That's going to be a button. That's going to be a toggle. All right. Then the next one here, that's going to be 6. That's going to be 0, or let's see, engines idle. Engines idle. That's going to be a button. That's going to be a push. All right. So let's look at it. All right, let's go in here. We'll do our additive paint. We'll start coloring these. So that's going to be, that's system. So let's go green. Our engines, let me see if I like that green. I don't. That's overly red. That's not terrible, but I don't want it super bright, especially at night. So let's go. Those are green. Let's make all the gauges green. These are, I want green up, and I want like orange going down to reduce thrust. Desync is going to be just do like a blue color here. Desync it. More like that. One of these is more blue. That's blue. Okay, and then 0 will make it red. Okay, good. So we get kind of our colors set up here. All right, so I'm just going to do a quick paint to the dash. Little details here help make it come alive. So we'll just do a wood dash for now. Either that, or I'll come in and I'll do like a chrome dash. I don't know which one I'm going to like better, but we'll figure it out. We'll chrome those for right now. So this is just going to be kind of like a chrome color dash. I will decide what color we want later. But a little bit of detailing is nice, just to get us kind of, looking like a real completed vehicle. All right, good. So that's cleaned up. Let's do a little bit more paint here. Let's completely paint this whole thing here, and then we'll be done with painting for a second. All right, so next I want to start hooking this stuff up. Okay, good. So that's in there. So let's spawn it and let's see how we like it. Okay. So the way this is going to work is, so we'll go master power, systems, start port, start starboard. We'll see our RPMs, which is good because they're near the throttles. We'll see our temperatures. We'll see our two fuels. We'll see where our battery is, and we'll see if it's charging or discharging. We'll be able to control our throttle right here, right in front of us. We'll be able to decrease it. If we want to control them independently, we can desync them, control them independently. If we want to, actually I should put this on this side. Okay. And then if we want to click this, it will idle our engines and we'll stop. So we could be driving along. I'll also make it so you can control it with the throttle of the seat with the 1 and 2 keys. And then if you want to press that, it will desync it, or it will zero it. So I might flip these around. I kind of like 0 on the left here. Let's do that. I prefer that. You know, it's a little bit picky, but you know, I don't want to. We'll get this set the way I want it right off the bat. Engines idle, Control X. Actually, I want to copy this, Control C. Engines idle. Engines idle. Idle engines, I think is better. Idle engines. Okay. That will be a push. This one will be a toggle. All right, so that's more the way I want it. All right, so now I'm going to do a visual throttle representation up here. This is broken currently. The devs broke it in the latest patch. That's a 7-segment, backlit always, on off. Port, thrust, forward. So they broke this, so we're not going to, we may or may not connect this up. Star, throttle, FWD. How did I put that? Forward. I typed out forward. FW. I think FWD is what I want. Okay. So I have to change the numbers on those. That's not going to work the way it is, but I will fix that later. Okay, I didn't copy what I wanted. C. Control V. Reverse. Okay. Control C. Control V, and that's going to be reverse. Okay, that's going to be a 7-segment on-off. Backlit signal, backlit signal, backlit signal, on-off. We want these all on-offs. This one needs to be a 7-segment. Backlit signal, on-off. Okay, so now let's see if we can color them. This is what they broke when they did the paint thing, so hopefully they fix it this week. Nope, I don't want 7 segments. I want bar segments. Never mind. Bar segments. Bar segment. Up, and then on-off is good. Okay. Bar segment, not radial, not 7 segments. Okay, that's up. On-off is good. Bar segment up, on-off is good. And here, I might have to change the up on there, but we can do that later. Okay, so this is what I think they broke. So we should be able to color these. What did I just do? I just painted something. Okay, let's do additive. They broke these so you can't color them. So let's see if I can color them. Yeah, see, I can't color these. They stay white, so that's fine. So what I'll do is when we actually do this, what will happen is these 2 red bars here will be showing idle. So we'll have 2 red bars here, 2 red bars here when the engines are at idle. As we go up, we'll have green go up to show us where our throttles are. And then we'll have a different color going backwards for reverse, probably like an orange color like that. Over here, let's do I'm trying to think what I want. I think I might put a speedo up here. Yeah, I might put a speedo up there and then do enunciators. So let's start working on some enunciators here just to fill out this panel. So I want let's see, I want high temp. Let's see, port high temp. Let's copy that, Control C. Let's make that an indicator. Indicator, port high temp indicator, okay. This one here is going to be starboard high temp. That's going to also be an indicator. So these are going to flash when if we get high temps. Let's go low fuel. Low fuel. That's going to be an indicator. And this is going to be low bat. That's going to be an indicator for low battery. So those will be our flashing indicator lights if we start to get have some issues there. Then what to put here? I'm almost thinking of putting my speedo here, which I might do. Let's do the speedo here. So let's do speed 10s. Let's do a 7 segment. We want number, backlight signal. This is going to be speed 1s. Speed 1s. A 7 segment backlight number. All right, so let's look at that. All right, so that's going to be our speed, our digital speed. Let's go paint green, additive. Let's color those. Okay, good. And again, I can't color that, so. Let's do our indicators here. So we'll do red for fires. We'll do fuel. We'll do an amber. And then let's see, battery. I think flashing blue maybe for battery. All right, so those will be our indicator lights. Those will flash if we have an emergency. Let me see what else we need. So these gauges are hanging for right now. Decide what we want there. I'll decide what we want there when we get there, but still have some space to do some more stuff. All right, so we're moving along. It's a little bit slow right now, but we're kind of over designing a little bit maybe. So let's start seeing what we need to do here. So we need to start hooking this up. So let's look how we currently have this hooked up. So we're actually going to have to double the microcontrollers. I have these controlling both engines now. Let's end this video here. We've done a bunch. We set it up, and then the next video we'll go ahead and we will start to hook up our dash. All right. So let me save this up. Let's play through. Is this 6? Let me save this. And I have to check back on the numbers. Okay. All right, we'll see you in the next video. Thanks.